What made you want to come sit down with me, and what made you say, like, why didn't you sit down with me yet?
I was like, wait a minute, I feel like I got left out. Vanessa was on and not me.
But you're loud too, though.
Yeah,
the family is loud.
I
the
can't
Simmons daddy has made us all loud.
Naturally the voice, yeah.
Like if you've ever watched Run's house, he's always yelling.
100%.
And
still does.
It's not as easy as people think. You can have all the resources and connections in the world, and if you don't bring value to the room, it won't matter.
Don't matter.
You know what I mean? Like I'm sure we can call anybody we want, but if we don't have no value, they're gonna say, oh yeah, great to see you, nephew. Yeah, great to see you, nephew.
That's cute. I respect your dad. I respect your uncle, and pat on the back.
Right.
So nobody just handing you nothing. I was bigger than all y'all. And not fat, but it felt fat, right? So like I had my little journal and I used to write that down. And I hated it.
What's good, everybody? It's your guy, JoJo Simmons, and this is the For Good podcast, where we focus on the good, never the bad, and we're measured by what we do, not what we have. And today I'm sitting down with an entrepreneur, an advocate, a mom, and my sister, my other sister. I know you guys saw Vanessa on the show before, but today I got Angela Simmons here. We grew up together in Run's house and on Growing Up Hip Hop, or you might remember her from Daddy's Girls or Pastry. But beyond all that, she's someone who's built her own legacy on grit, faith, and doing things her way. She's the first one out of all of us who told our dad, I got this on my own, and she meant it. These days, she's balancing motherhood, business, wellness, and a lot more. Everybody welcome my other big sister, Angela Simmons.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you for coming on here. I was quite shocked I was able to get you right after Vanessa. And that's what I first want to talk about. It's funny is because I remember we were talking about something else and you were kind of like, yo, why haven't you sat down with me? What made you want to come sit down with me? And what made you say, like, why didn't you sit down with me yet?
Why wouldn't I be invited to your podcast and you're my brother?
I mean,
that's crazy. I was like, wait a minute, I feel like I got left out. Vanessa was on and not me?
You know, it's a very, with all my siblings, it's a very sensitive thing for me when it comes to you guys being vulnerable or me asking you guys questions that I'm not saying you guys may not feel uncomfortable answering, but I just want to make sure that you guys reach out to me and are comfortable enough to say, hey, I'll sit down with you and talk to you, because with this podcast, it focuses on all the positivity, but we get real and we speak about real things and we get to the grit of it. I mean, you don't give everybody everything, so that's why I'm so appreciative of you being here. I can't give
everybody everything, but I mean, it's your podcast, bro.
So I appreciate you coming on. So I wanted to talk about this because I hear this a lot, and I'm going to start off with this. So a lot of people assume, and I know you may not hear this, but I hear this a lot, that I'm the older brother. They assume that I come after Vanessa and you come after me. But I'm actually the baby of the three of us.
Correct, but you think you're older than all of us.
And I want to ask you, how does it feel, me, your little brother, acting like I'm older and this protective spirit that I have over you and Vanessa, but me being the baby? How does that feel for you? Like, is it annoying or like, how does that feel?
I just think you're the brother. That's what you're supposed to do. You just happen not to be born before me and born before Vanessa, but technically because you're the boy, that's how it goes. I mean, we have brothers, but like, I guess because you were the first one, you feel like you are older, but you're not, and I'm older than you, and I think you do forget that, so just...
Do you want to hear a funny story that I always remember, and I think this is my first time knowing I was protective over you and Vanessa, and specifically you. When we were in Highland Elementary School, and I'm 2 years younger than you, and I remember you telling me some boy was bullying you or did something, and I approached the boy a couple periods later, and I pushed him. I pushed the boy, and I didn't get in any trouble, but like, and the boy probably wasn't even like that. He probably
wasn't as serious.
But he was just so surprised at this little pipsqueak that I was short and skinny, and I came up, I was like, you're messing with my sister, and I pushed him, and I remember that being my first moment of me saying, okay, I have to protect my sisters. If they come to me,
how old are you?
If they, maybe SJ's age. How old is SJ right now? 8. What grade are you in? 8? 3rd grade?
He's 9 going 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that age. I was just SJ's age. Because you're 2 years older than me. You were in 5th grade. Yeah, I remember you in 5th grade, so I was 3rd grade. Yeah. I mean, you should love that if SJ was to do that for me.
No, but I'm just saying he's so lit. Like, I can imagine that.
But that's how I always feel like Vanessa and you is like, I always jump in head first and through the fire with no reinforcements, just because like...
I'm used to it.
It's the spirit of me just saying, right? Like those are my sisters.
I'm definitely used to it at this point.
Yeah.
For sure. That's funny. I didn't even realize you remember doing that.
So what's one thing that I still do today that annoys you like when we were kids? Is there anything that I still do today? It's like, JoJo, why do you still do that?
Let me see. What do you do? You still do? I mean, you've grown quite a bit. You're pretty mature. 3 kids, wife. I'm just trying to think.
You could tell them that I get angry sometimes.
Well, you have 2 kids. I said 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Why are you?
Is there
wait,
a third one
did she
coming?
just say 3?
I don't know why I felt
See,
like
that's
it was
when you
3.
know I wasn't thinking. I have 2 kids.
I know, and you
Don't-
let it roll too. Because I was like, I think I messed up.
Because I didn't hear 3. But first of all, don't put 3 on me first.
It could be coming. You might have the 3
no,
pack.
No, thank you. I'm sure Tanise doesn't want another one, and Joey and Mia,
2 packs enough.
they
All right.
do enough
I
for
understand.
for a village.
I got the 1 pack. I understand.
But yeah, is there anything that I do that and it could be something funny, annoying, but I mean, I appreciate you saying I've matured. I'll give you that.
I mean, I can't think of nothing that you do that's annoying. Like, I just think like y'all my siblings, so y'all don't annoy me. Like, you don't annoy me, so I can't say nothing like that.
Y'all annoy me.
I think you're just still yourself, like like crazy, funny, loud. JoJo.
But you're loud too, though.
Yeah,
the family is loud.
I
the
can't help
Simmons
it.
family, Daddy
Just
has made us all loud.
Naturally the voice, yeah.
Like if you've ever watched Run's house, he's always yelling.
100%.
And
Still does.
And that's where it comes
If we're out,
from.
they're like, "Oh, I know you because of your voice." I'm like,
all the time.
Yeah, it's the.
I was in Target one time in a whole nother aisle, and somebody was like, "JoJo from 2 aisles over."
Not 2 aisles. Hello.
2
Is there a
aisles
voice?
over, and I'm like, "How did?" They were like, "I just know your voice." I said, "That's insane."
That always happens to me, though.
We're too
It's
loud.
the loud
and
voices.
Tanise always be like, "It's because you're so damn loud all the time."
I should be talking. I don't know. When I'm just having fun, I'm talking.
Speaking about Daddy, when did you first realize that Daddy was famous?
Young, but not young, because it was weird. For a long time, I didn't know. So like 1st grade, I'm like, people want pictures. It's weird. It was a concert that woke me up one day. Like I feel like we were on the side of the stage as we normally would be. And I'm like, these people really like him. You know what I mean? Like it was like that. Like, cause throughout the years, people asked for the pictures, autographs. I'm like, it's weird. But then it was a concert, and I remember seeing a whole lot of people in the audience, and I'm like, oh, like people know him. But like we never looked at it like that. Like that's Dad. So I just feel like we never thought about it like in that way.
It's funny. My first encounter is the weirdest one, and I always tell this story. My first time realizing that Dad was famous was actually in Toys R Us. Remember, Dad used to bring us to Toys R Us every Friday.
Toys R Us Fun Zone.
When we were like really young,
Yeah.
and I remember this guy running up to Daddy and asking for an autograph. At the time, autographs were a thing. But here's how I found out our whole family was like something. Because they called him Russell Simmons that day. And he was like, no, that's my brother. And I'll never forget when I was younger. And
So you pieced it all together right then and there.
I was like, oh, so Daddy is somebody.
And
Uncle Russell is somebody. And that's when
you had to be real young.
5, probably.
5?
Probably something like that.
Jeez.
Speaking of Daddy being famous, though, when was the first time you realized that you were famous?
I was in Times Square. And it was after Run's house dropped, and someone asked me for a picture, and I was like, oh, that's what this comes with? I was like, I don't know about this. I was just with my friends. But it was in Times Square in New York. Like some random group like noticed me and said it. And I was just like, oh, they told us. Like, remember they warned us, once we film this, people are going to start. And I'm like,
I didn't
whatever.
believe that, though.
Yeah, it was like, whatever.
I didn't believe
this
it.
is just a regular, and I've had just a regular family just filming a show. Mm-hmm. And then I remember just being in Times Square and somebody saying, let me get your picture. And I'm like, oh, this is what is going to happen?
I shut Times Square
and it
down
just
one
kept
time.
going. Really?
Like a lot of friends can tell, like Zach was there, Dave was there, a bunch of people there. I'm talking about like a 60, 70 people mob.
That was MTV at
It was
the prime.
wild. But when I first realized it was Roosevelt Field Mall, I used to go there a lot as a kid in New York.
Post up.
But here's the story I always tell. Remember the Gotti show with the kids, the Gottis? They were like the biggest thing. And I remember before Run's House came out, seeing them in the mall and all the like people running after them, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's cool!" Like, but nobody knew who I was. I'm Run's son. I'm
you
nobody.
Didn't think nothing of it.
2 years later or a year later, Run's House is on the 2nd season, and the roles are reversed. Now I'm in Roosevelt Field, and I'm seeing what was happening for them.
And they
to me.
ran over to you.
What? I mean, I used to go to the mall when I was younger just for the love. Like it used to just make me
hanging out. Hey, yeah, hey.
It used to make me feel good.
Presidential.
Yeah, it was fun. It were good times. So I want to talk about pastries a little bit because that was a big time in your life.
Yeah.
I remember when you and Vanessa had the whole world rocking them, and Jay-Z, the greatest rapper of all time to me, rapped "In the kitchen like a Simmons, whipping pastries." How did it feel having the biggest rapper co-sign our family's entrepreneurial spirit?
It was hard. I mean, I remember finding out when they actually put the record out. We were in Vegas on our grind working because we were always on tour for Pastry, and we were at the Magic Show convention for our sneakers. And someone said, there's a song, and Jay-Z just said, like a Simmons Whippin' Pastry. We were like, what? It was hard. I mean, it's dope because it really is a New York staple song. And like,
dope.
We are a part of New York. Like, to me, I live, breathe, I am New York. And so to be a part of like the New York song, like, come on, that comes from Frank Sinatra. And then it's like the offspring of it. And that is an official song. Like, you gonna hear
one of
that.
his biggest records,
so,
they would say. Like, Jay-Z's had a lot of big records, but I think that's his most monumental one that stands for something. It's a special record. And it was special for me too, because, you know, going to the club and you're hearing that, it's like, that's your last name and you know who they're talking about.
Man.
But how did it feel for you knowing Daddy was super successful, Uncle Russell super successful, and you and Vanessa were able to carry that torch and come up with something as well that was super successful that people remember still till today?
But it's crazy because like we didn't know what Pastry was going to do. Like literally it was a passion project. We were like, you know, I went to school for design. A lot of people don't know that. I went to fashion industries. I studied pattern making. I went to fashion high school.
Yep.
So fashion has always been in me, and I always wanted to do something around a line like that. And so when Vanessa and I sat down, we came up with the name. It started with cake first. That was the name. And then we went to we ended up getting the name Pastry because we couldn't do cake. And then we sat there and we sketched these sneakers, but it was like, who knew that momentum was going to pick up like that? And it really was like about us designing shoes for girls. Cause we like, yo, like we always wear Jordan. And I'll never forget actually our shoe being in, it was like Foot Locker. And they told us we were directly competing with Jordan. They were like, y'all sales surpassed Jordan this week.
Wow.
Like, what? So no, it was
That's
dope.
crazy.
And we toured the world. Like we were in Europe, all over Europe.
I remember.
And lines 3,000 plus people long, like hands hurting by the ends of signings. You know what I mean? Like,
Y'all remember y'all left me y'all apartment in the city?
No, probably didn't even
On
think about
28th
it.
Street, I had my, I was in Institute of Audio Research.
28th, yeah.
I was in Institute, and Daddy was like, yeah, just stay in the girls' apartment. They're always on tour. I had a 2-bedroom to myself.
On tour.
I had a 2-bedroom to myself, man. Woo-wee.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
We were having a good time. We were
In the
partying
middle
like
of the
rock
city.
stars working, and you were having a ball in our
Oh,
apartment.
yeah. Y'all used to come for like a day.
And be gone.
And I'd have a whole 2-bedroom. I remember those times you guys were touring and on the road. And I also remember growing up, watching you doing those sketches. Dresses, shoes, heels.
Remember you did one?
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, I was just saying, I just thought of it.
What was the name of
Are you crazy? It's Gigi. You were mad young. You had to be.
I had a tagline. That should have showed you right there. I was a creative. I had a tagline for the clothing line. I came up. I didn't want to name it JoJo, so I was like, I want to switch it to Gigi. I didn't know what. I didn't know what I was. It was. Are you crazy? It's Gigi. You crazy?
Because I used to sketch
you crazy?
all day.
Are you crazy? How old was I? I
had to be
young.
like 8 or 7.
Yeah, I was a kid, so let's not act like I was a
No,
teenager.
but I remember it because I remember you came and me and Vanessa were looking at each other, and Vanessa
Y'all
looked
hurt
at
my
me,
feelings
and we
so
were
badly,
like,
too.
Vanessa. Actually, it was how Vanessa read it. I wish Vanessa was here to back it up. She was like, Vanessa looked at the sketch. You were like, look what I did or whatever. And Vanessa was like, she held it. Are you crazy? It's Gigi. Because it was like how you had the jeans. I mean, it was.
I was like
effort.
I was
sure.
like Pele in my own version.
No, it did look like that. But I used to
I had
sketch
the legs. I had the letters coming down the legs.
Now you had a whole collection.
I was inspired by my sister, obviously sketching, and I said, you know what? Let me try it and realize y'all let me know very quickly.
But
that
you like
wasn't
fashion
for
to this
me.
day. You're not exactly.
And I want to get into that. You're one of my inspirations, sneaker wise. I'm a sneakerhead. Everybody knows that. But I remember growing up, you had all the newest Jordans.
I love sneakers.
And I followed your model. I remember going back to school shopping. You used to be like, yo, JoJo, get the 11s like that and get those. And you was the one that actually put me on the Jordans.
Slick sneaker.
Now I took it way further than you. Now I'm everywhere.
I get it.
Yeah,
I got every color.
Oh, I need it. Like you've made me a sneaker freak. Just watching you grow up and being fly all the time, and mommy and daddy getting you all the J's and going to the Ave for you and getting all that. See, you didn't know that.
I didn't know. I was inspiring your sneaker sense back then.
Yeah, I remember when you had these baby blue and white Jordan 2s.
I know which ones you're talking about.
I used to love those, man.
I used to be clean with them with my denim.
Yo, that was my favorite.
I used to match my headband to my sneaker. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Looking crazy.
Jamaica Avenue, baby, crazy. Going nowhere.
Okay, so not to get off topic, we were talking about pastries and all the hard work you and Vanessa did. But I also want to talk about a moment in both of your guys' lives where you guys both decided not to split, but to do your own things.
Me, Vanessa?
Vanessa said, I want to really kind of go more into the acting world. And you kind of said, I want to step into other things, do my thing. Like, it wasn't like a 2-man tandem anymore. It wasn't like Vanessa and Angelo doing something together. It was like they still work together, but now they're going to do things alone.
I think that happened naturally.
Was there a conversation with Vanessa about saying, hey, or it just happened?
No, I feel like that happened naturally. You got to think like me and Vanessa were together 24/7. We got our first apartment in New York when, Vanessa's 4 years older than me. So like I was under her wing for a really long time, right? So I'm like, whatever she doing, I'm on because I could like do it, right? So it was like little sister to big sister.
Yep.
And then we got our first apartment together when I went to college, was it?
In New York, yeah.
So we had
Everybody
our
said
first
you guys
apartment.
shopping for it on Run's house.
We had our first apartment. Then after that, we moved to LA. So we're there like the whole time. I stayed in LA for 7 years. And once I split off to New York, I just naturally started doing my own thing and Vanessa was doing her thing. So they like, oh, we don't see y'all together. Are y'all cool still? Like, why would I not be cool with my sister?
Right.
Like people say that all the time. I'm like, bro, that's like the weirdest question to ask me. Like, but are y'all cool? No, I'm not cool with my sister. No, but like when you say cool, like is y'all close? Bro, yeah, like we on group text all day. Like what is you saying?
We speak all day, every day.
Yeah, like we got kids. The kids speak
more
all
than
day,
we speak.
All day, like literally all day.
More than we speak. They speak. They're like a 3-man tandem. So yeah, I get that question too. I get that question too. Like you still cool with Diggy? Like he was a friend of mine or something. Like
I just think that's a dumb question.
It's the dumbest question.
We're close.
We're family, and kudos to Dad for keeping us always so close knit
and family oriented.
When we like, he made sure family was the first thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why I think Run's house hit so hard.
I agree
because it was real. It was authentic. It wasn't like, oh, this family's just out here trying to entertain. It was like, yo, this is really a real family.
And it was. It just was with the cameras there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like, but nah, me and Vanessa never like had a sit down like, yo, so you finna do this, I'm finna do that. It was just like life happened. Like she was going more in the acting direction and I went to New York to pursue
different
like
states.
Different stuff, more fashion. I went and did all these fashion shows and I did all these different things and I opened an office in New York. So I just went in a different direction.
Yeah.
And Vanessa stayed in LA. She always wanted to be an actress. So she did her thing and I just did mine. But that didn't mean like we was not doing it. It's just had the company we built together, the tour stopped. So it was like, okay, what's next? And then life just happened naturally.
So I want to talk to your hustle and your grind a little bit. A lot of people don't know this. You know, everybody looks at us and says their dad or their uncle just gave them some money and they're just living off a free life, right?
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people don't know, and I always, you know, I'm inside looking in. I know what it is.
Right.
You were the first one to really say, Dad, I got this. Don't need much support. Don't need any support. Let me hop off this stoop and figure this out. I remember the moment where you're like, yo, I'm going to go figure this out on my own and hustle it up. How was that moment for you, like when you were like, yo, I'm out here and I got to make it happen without any support, without any help, and saying, I'm just going to make it happen? What was that like for you? Because it's hard.
Well, when I moved back to New York, Pops helped me like make the transition.
Yep.
And then I was over the apartment. So I was like, I want this new one. He said, no. I said, no. I was mad, crying, pissed. I can't get an apartment. I was like, bet. No one gonna tell me no ever again. And that was my mentality after that moment. I said, I don't like that. I don't like being told no. So I said, I'm gonna figure it out. And then I turned around and got the same apartment he said no to. And I said, I did it. Right? Because I was like, I just want it and I'm gonna figure it out. So that was my first time having to like go through the apartment process on my own, do it on my own, figure it out on my own. And from that moment on, I said, never again will I want to be in a position where someone can tell me I can't, whether that be my dad or anyone, I don't want to be in that position. So then I just started just hustling full. I mean, I already was on hustle, but it was like, now I got to go times 20 because I know that I'm supporting myself completely here. And that's so amazing. People definitely always think like,
it's just given to us.
And I think people don't realize that as much as we have a head start, we don't, right? Because when we walk in these rooms, people automatically, we're not like the person you say, let me get a deal to them.
We're
because
prejudged.
We think you got it already or it's easy for you. So you're not the person that walks in with your hustle and everyone says, I fully respect it. It's more like we respect where you come from. And then they sit back and we got to sit back and make the work happen and then show you what we did times 20.
Yeah.
You don't just get to walk in the door.
That's
so people
fact.
don't even realize that.
Yeah.
It's like when you come from a family of, you're ready, the expectation bar is here.
Yeah.
You don't get to start over the same way someone else starts over. Everyone's looking at you already.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a completely different, it's a different ball game.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people all the time. I'm obviously blessed and appreciative of the opportunities and everything we were blessed with because a lot of people don't have these windows and doors they can walk through. But it's not as easy as people think. You can have all the resources and connections in the world, and if you don't bring value to the room, it won't matter.
Don't
You know what I mean? Like I'm sure we can call anybody we want, but if we don't have no value, they're gonna say, "Oh, yeah, great to see your nephew. Yeah, great to see your nephew.
That's cute. I respect your dad. I respect your uncle, and pat on the back.
Right.
So nobody's just handing you nothing.
And you gotta do it yourself.
It's harder. That's what they don't get. It's harder behind the scenes. Everything we want to do, we got to like get it done.
And you know what also I realized too is like I had the same realization as you when I kind of got on my own grind and said I got this on my own was daddy also, although dad and did everything he was supposed to do for us growing up, is not obligated to take care of anybody grown, right?
No.
And when you realize that no man, woman, whether it's your parents, whether it's your friend, whoever, is not obligated to take care of you.
No, it's just
you know what I mean?
want to.
They want to, then they will. But in order to live the life you want to live, you got to work for it. You got to work hard for it. Nothing on these sides is given to us. I'll say that. I'm sure there's a bunch of kids out there that have had everything handed to them, but that ain't this family. You know what I mean? Only thing we got handed to us was an opportunity, and we take it and we run with it. You know what I mean? So after Run's house, a lot of us took a step back. I would say myself, preferably more specifically. I needed a break. I feel like a couple of us, like Russie, everybody was kind of like, we were in the spotlight too long. Let's take a little moment. What made you keep pushing as some of us like pause? Because I don't feel like you ever stop. I feel like you're always grinding. You've been grinding from Run's house days. You never stop. You always got something new going on. What made you say, I'm just never going to stop?
It's in me. And then like, you know, even when social media started, like for instance, Instagram, when it started, I didn't get it for the audience, right? Like I'm actually obsessed with like pictures and photos and stuff. So I had 5 followers. I was posting, hey, I'm in my car. I'm doing this. And so I grew my audience organically on it, right? But I didn't care who watched it. I just organically grew an audience. But I think because naturally as like a young female, I was just moving around. I was doing things. I was socializing. I was around other people. So I was out at the party. I was out at the events. And so it wasn't work to me. It felt like I just like what I'm doing. I'm around good people. And it was, and those are the rooms that allowed me to say, oh, I think you're dope. Let's do something together.
Right.
I think this is cool. And so the more I got around more like business minded like people, I was like, oh, this is cool. This could actually make profit.
Right.
Or this could actually be something instead of me just saying I just like it. Like, how do you make it something?
You fell in love with the entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, I didn't even know that's what it was then. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just doing it.
You were just hustling. You were just making it happen. You had to pay bills. You had to get what you wanted in life, right?
I was having fun though. Like everything about it, like the fashion shows I put together, the things I was doing it like before what I see now. I'm like, dang, I've been doing this. Yeah. Even the content. Remember, I used to film my own stuff in the city and running around. Like I just was doing it because I truly enjoyed it.
Yeah. And what I will tell the people is she lives a fly life and it's all funded by her hustle. Like people see the fly cars, the fly apartments, the fly houses, the fly clothes, the fly this. She does this. She works hard. So just keep that in mind when you see all this stuff that she grinding. You know what I mean? She grinding.
Definitely on 100.
I want to talk about physical fitness, health, all the stuff you like, body. Let's talk about body image.
Okay.
Growing up, I feel you had some insecurities a little bit growing
100%.
up. You felt you were a little bigger growing up.
100%.
It seems like now you're the definition of confidence for people, which is dope. But And I hate to say this, I brought this up to my team and they put it in the questions. I said, I felt bad because as a kid, when we used to argue, I used it against you.
Yeah, you
I used to
fat.
say you were fat. Yeah. And I'm sorry for that, by the way.
It's okay. I'm pretty grown now.
Did that affect you? Did me doing that and you also thinking not the best of your body as a kid, did that affect you? Did that affect your trauma? Did that affect the way that you said, I'm going to make sure that I have a great body naturally?
I didn't think about it like that. I think like as a kid, anything someone does to you naturally, so even like in your subconscious, it probably like, like you used to maybe say that to mess with me, or grandpa used to say it back then. You know what I mean? Like, or I would hear it, but I also knew I was bigger than all y'all and not fat, but it felt fat, right? So like I had my little journal and I used to write that down and I hated it. So I was like, okay. And that is how I made the change though. It's like when I moved to LA, I was like, no more big stuff. Like and I didn't know how to get there. So I was eating still the Doritos and like bad. I didn't know though, like New York City was giving fast life, eat what you want, do what you want, and still get on the treadmill. Like, sis, you can't do that.
You can't.
Right? So then that's when I met Mike T in LA and that him and I locked in. We were doing our YouTube stuff. I was in the gym 2-3 times a day and driving there back and forth. That's all I would do. I'd wake up, drive to him, not even go to sleep, go back all the way across. So I'm in between the Valley and Hollywood, basically. Not even Hollywood, like Beverly Hills, back and forth, 2 times a day. Until all of a sudden, mommy thought there was something wrong with me at that point.
Why would she think something's wrong?
Because she was
You're
like,
a gym rat.
No, I got down to a 0. Like I get like, when I'm all in on something, I'm all in. So I got addicted to the
Virgo
process, right? So
way.
I was like, no sugar, not even gum. Like I was on one, right? So
There's
like,
0 sugar gums.
No, I didn't even want that. And to the point when I got home and, everybody say, you moved to LA, you changed. I used to come home and mommy be like, you need to eat something. Because you could see like my bones, like, not because I was unhealthy, but I didn't know, like I was just going extreme. But LA became like my place of like fitness and learning how to like be fit. And Mike T taught me so much.
He gave you the healthy balance.
He taught me how to eat and to work out.
Okay.
And then after that became like my lifestyle and the blueprint. I just kept learning. But as a kid, I struggled with it terribly.
Shout out Mike T for getting Angela on deck.
Mike T train everybody now.
So you've always been heavy on wellness, mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
Why is this so central to your work?
Because if you feel good, then everything else follows. Like,
right.
I think like you miserable, you really can't like get nothing done. Like, I mean, not genuine. I think people who are their happier self produce happier environments and more grows there. Like what crops grow in like a bad area?
Right.
Nothing. So it's like, I feel like for me, the better I feel, the better everybody else can feel.
Yep.
The better mom I can be, the better friend I can be, the better
Yes.
sister I can be. If I'm crappy mood, bro, I'm tuned out.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk to nobody. I'm not in the mood. You can't create.
Right.
It's not the right way to create.
Do you create a routine for yourself? Because me personally, I do. Like I wake up before everybody else. I make sure my mind is right. I go to the gym every morning. The gym is essential to me for my mental health because, like you said, feel good, look good. You be good. Your brain, your mental good. And I think it plays a heavy part. So, like, is there a routine that you take to make sure that you are good to be able to pour out positivity into everybody else?
Super regimented. Like if I'm home, even when I'm on the road, I still find that regimen, like whatever that is, that regimen there. When I'm away, meditation, gotta pray, gotta listen to positive stuff first thing in the morning. Don't want to look at my social media first thing in the morning. Like I take the time to like cultivate the mind first, and then it's straight to body. So then after that, it's like I'm in the gym. And if I don't do it, I literally start to feel like dirty. Like I think something, like if I miss like 2 days, I'm like, something ain't right. My mood's off. Like I gotta sweat. I'm addicted.
Yeah, same
People
here.
are like, what's your vice? Bro, it's 100% the gym and it's been for a long time. And I don't know any other addiction I have except that, other than working.
Yeah. You know, the wild part about the gym is it's true. I think once you go past that plateau of like forcing yourself to go, it becomes like a part of you, right?
Yep.
And then you feel wrong for not going. You feel wrong for missing a day. You feel wrong for missing 2 days.
Like you're in trouble.
You feel like you're in trouble.
But I be in trouble with myself, so I do be mad.
Oh, me too. But that's why we push ourselves, because we know the results are there, and results only come through hard work.
Yeah.
But if you don't work, then all those results mean nothing because they all go away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You start looking, my abs is fading. You like, bro, let me get back in this gym.
Yeah. I've been like that. Like let me make sure that I'm watching my calorie intake to keep these abs popping.
It's a balance.
Speaking of the gym, wellness and all that, you and I are both plant-based, right? Mm-hmm. How has being vegan changed your life?
Well, I won't lie, I'm vegan, vegetarian a little bit, but
I'm vegetarian.
So people don't realize I've been like on this vegan vegetarian journey since over 20 years, or how long? Maybe 18, like long. So you just feel different. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like I don't have like you don't feel as heavy. You just feel lighter. You think differently. I mean, but everyone is different. I always say like, because sometimes meat works for some people and some people need it. Like I don't give out.
I think we all need it.
But for me, I'm good. What I love is that like I always wanted SJ, my son Sutton, to be vegetarian or vegan, and so I was like, yeah, but I should probably just let him do his thing and let him decide so that he don't say I made him. Mm-hmm. And so one day recently in the summer, he decided he's not eating meat no more. I'm like, it's a lie.
I'm happy for him.
But he heard something from a young lady that was in his camp, and she told him how chicken nuggets were made. And she said they're made with all the worst parts of the chicken.
Yes, it is.
And he said, I'm never eating it again.
Okay,
and he
SJ.
has not ate it since. And so now we're on the same diet. I'm like making sure he gets his protein, all that stuff. But like, I love that it was his decision and I didn't make that decision for him. But being like plant-based or like vegan, it's a difference. You feel different.
Yeah,
people think you won't have energy. Like, no,
No,
like,
you
you
do.
energized.
A lot of things people think. So I agree. I'm vegetarian, not vegan, but eat vegan food, obviously, being a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And proud of SJ, I did see like when they went over to mom's, Mia's vegetarian.
Sticking to it.
Mia's a pescatarian, but she eats the vegan food. So they
Yeah.
were able to do it together. And I think she's happy that her cousin does it as well. But for me, it's the same. I feel lighter. I feel good. And I think people don't understand. I don't have a problem with meat. I think there's a lot of nutrients and things that you need that you get out of meat. But there's also a lot of alternatives out here. If you are plant-based, you just got to go research. A lot of people are too
Tons of
afraid to
research.
educate themselves and research on, lentils and chickpeas
Yeah.
and all this stuff that has a lot of protein in it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
Always say,
things.
where are you gonna get the protein?
Right,
You
there's a
can
lot of-
get it.
yeah.
I've been living like this for a long time.
And you definitely could still gain like you can see me. I look good, in
Yeah.
the gym, and I don't eat any
There are
meat.
bodybuilders
Pause.
that do it.
Yeah, of course.
It's
of course.
not. It's easy. It's not easy, but it has to be something you want to do. It does take discipline if you don't want to do
Oh,
it.
it takes super discipline. Tanise started us up, and then we just kind of ran with it. And like I said, I don't. My brain doesn't feel as foggy. I have a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
definitely-
energy.
You feel different.
If you just feel different, nothing against the meat eaters, pause.
Yeah.
But
I tell people do what works for them.
do what works for you. Do what works for you.
And no judgment. I'm not a judger.
Me neither. I don't. It's what this podcast
You
is
like
about.
it,
This is
I
a
love
judgment-free
it.
zone.
Yeah, you like it, I love it.
If you want to eat Doritos and Coca-Cola for breakfast, that's on you. You know what I mean? So speaking of SJ, we about to get a little real here. Motherhood.
Get out. I'm just joking.
So you're raising SJ as a single mother
Yes, correct.
after losing his father.
Correct.
Even though you guys weren't fully together towards the end, there was still a huge loss. How did that shape you? Like, how did that affect everything?
It changed me as a person. I had never experienced, other than like our grandfather, like loss that close. So it changes you. You question everything. You're like, I didn't have a child to raise him alone. I think no one does, but to raise him alone to this capacity is like another level. And his father's name is the same as his. So I didn't know how I would say his name ever again. Like in my head, I was like, whoa, this is nuts. Like, I don't even know where to start. But I say I always owe it to therapy. Obviously God and prayer, but therapy. I went into therapy the day after it happened, like immediately. It was the only way for me to like start processing what was in my head. I was like, I'm numb. I can't feel my body. Immediately, like after, I just was sitting there. I was waking up and every day I was just hoping it was like a bad dream. I'm like, is this real? And then, once I started going to therapy and breaking down like just how I felt, because there were things I needed to say to his dad that I didn't get to say, or how I'm gonna do this. Like there was so much.
Yeah, I remember my last word. So I'm gonna tell you, my memory of it. Obviously, I was there when you found out, when the call came.
Oh my God, I don't even remember seeing you. Do you understand how I blacked out
I
to
was
the
there
ground?
when you found out, and I was so hurt for you. But what hurt me was, I was a little upset with him for little small things, which I had no problem. But I was a little upset, as a brother would be, right, for little things. And last time I saw him was at SJ's birthday party.
Yep.
And I kind of ignored him because I was upset, because I was like, I'll have a conversation with him when it's time. And his last words to me was, all right, bro, hold it down. And I remember sitting in the kitchen after it happened, and I teared, cried my eyes out to Tanise, and I said, his last words to me was, hold it down.
It's crazy.
And then I think of SJ, and I'm like, it was like he was like, yo, hold it down for me.
It's crazy.
And I tear up now thinking about it. It's like, no matter if we were, him and I were close, we didn't have no bad relationship. He was a cool guy. But those last words shook me. They shook me. And I cried, into Tanise, and she came and hugged me, and I was like, man, like I have to make sure that I have a relationship with SJ always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that was what his last words to me,
No, that's
was hold it
insane.
down. And I just remember it, and still I see his face, and it's just him saying it. So that's, what I remember about it.
It's definitely, it's a life process, like
Yeah.
something like that. Like,
It's-
that's not,
and not just for you,
and
for all of
people-
us.
Yeah, and I think people don't even realize, like you see someone strong, you see them doing everything and holding it down, but you don't know what it takes to like get up every day and say, all right, let's
do
go,
this.
boots
Right.
back on, let's go.
Right,
Like,
right.
you know what I mean? Even coming out of the beginning of that was like rough. Like, okay, where do I start at?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do
now you're
this,
a single mother.
but you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Single, not single mother because dad ain't there, but dad, it's not coming back.
Right.
So it's like, it's another level. And even explaining stuff to him is like another level of conversation.
What's the hardest part about, being a single mother that nobody talks about?
Who do you share everything with? You understand? And the other day I was like, geez, when it comes to making decisions, although I have you and I have dad and I have everybody,
how do you do this?
I'm the final word.
Yeah. You
right?
called me about a lot of things.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Haircut, this, that. What do I do it? Should I? You called me.
But I'm still the final word.
Yeah.
It's like the weirdest, eeriest thing. And it's like every time he does something, I think in the beginning, I was like, who's going to be proud with me? Like, that was a process.
We'll always be proud with you.
But I'm just saying, like,
I know what you mean with the other half.
When it's somebody's seed, they're like, I waited for this. You know what I mean? So it's that is a hard part. And then his questions, like, who is he? This, that, shoes, this, like just questions.
So speaking about dad, myself, Uncle Diggy, Uncle Russie, everybody.
Right.
I obviously try to step up as much as I can to be in SJ's life. I know I can do better just because he's further. And I want, I've always, like last summer, I said, let me take him to Florida. Took him to Florida, and he met us out there. So I always try to make sure, but how important is it that the family is very supportive in helping you with SJ? Because I know 10 days he goes with mom, then 10 more days he goes with dad in the summer. And
he's with
so
Nana,
like how important is that? He's with Sutton, his mother a lot. So how important is that for you to have that support from family? Because some people don't have it.
Super important. Blessed that we have a large family and blessed that everybody's tight-knit and able to kind of like, play and cover all the bases. Because like when it's time, it's like, all right, SJ, you going to Nana's house? Okay, you going to our mom's house, you're going to Gigi's house, you're going to G-Mom's house, you're going with dad. Like you get it moved around and everybody got the same amount of love for you. So probably a little too much spoiling, but Oh
my God, spoiling. Daddy would bring them to go get candy and stuff. I remember he FaceTimed me, look, we're going to CVS. CVS is his favorite store. I don't know why. He brings them to CVS to get stuff. They got toys, candy, got it all there. I'm like,
SJ, where Papa be taking you to go shopping?
I told you.
What you be getting? Never mind. Go back to your iPad.
Daddy will just get the anything. I remember one time, this is a true story, and he's so old school. Mia must have texted him, hey, Papa, can I have some money for Roblox? This was years ago. And he calls me and he goes, hey, I'm wiring Mia some money. I said, wiring Mia some money?
I'm wiring
you can't just cash out me some quick money. No, I'm going to wire a few $100s. I said, Daddy, she don't need it. He said, no, just, put it away for something, just keep on getting the Roblox.
Not a wire for
I said,
Roblox.
A wire for Mia is crazy for Roblox as well.
Yeah, you got a gift card waiting on him right now that G-Mom sent to him he doesn't know how to cash in.
Yeah, Mia's been killing me all week with the Roblox.
They are, I'm sick of the Roblox.
Speaking of Mia and SJ, they're super close. And I remember when you lived in Jersey, they were even closer. They literally have been raised like brother and sister.
Frick and frack.
Yeah. Can you explain your relationship with them both? Like, what is that like to you? Are they like a mini version of you and myself?
When you look at things like that, they probably could be. Because Mia definitely has your like spicy temperament. And she will challenge you. And I'll be like, come here.
Yeah, Mia's crazy.
I tell her, and she just look at me like, and I'm like, listen here.
That's
you
the
don't do
Tanise,
that.
That's the Tanise in her too. Like,
but these two, SJ and her, like they good when they good, but they get to the arguing.
It's like me and you.
Yeah, but I ain't arguing.
We didn't argue. So I told my team.
I'm
I
gonna
said,
hang up on you.
I
ain't
said,
arguing
yo,
with
but
you.
when we were kids, I'll never forget this. You were bullying me, and I kicked you with 2 feet to the wall.
I used to hit you. Yeah, we fought.
Yeah, now you stopped after I kicked you with 2 feet to the wall.
No,
like I was.
It was when Daddy yelled at me.
I drop kicked you so
I
hard.
cried.
Yeah, so hard because you was
did
bullying.
kick me.
You used to bully me.
You were smaller than me, but you used to be like annoying.
The little
then
brother.
You were
I
annoying.
Drop kicked you to the wall so bad. And I remember feeling so bad because mommy was like, you don't hit girls. I was like, mommy, she was bullying me.
I used to slap him. I don't know what we were thinking.
You was mean to me.
I don't think Vanessa was fighting like
Ringleader.
that.
She would never like us fighting.
It was like us fighting.
She's the same how
physically
she is now.
fight. Bow.
Yeah.
Bow,
So you see why SJ and Mia.
Oh man, I did forget.
They had 10 days together, and by day 7, mommy was like, yeah, one of them gotta go.
Mia tried to throw him over the fence, but SJ don't put his hands on her. He's like, you see, girl, so he don't want to,
Bro.
I'm like, what are you talking? They're calling me. I'm like,
They be
I'm in the
pillow
middle
fighting.
of an interview. I'm doing something.
Nothing beats last summer. I'm not gonna talk about last summer, but Mia and SJ are crazy.
Yes,
They have gotten
the
physical.
dynamic duo.
But they're weird because they're arguing still want to play with each other.
Right after. It was the fight, and then they sent a picture of them just What the heck?
They like Step Brothers, the movie.
Tell me that they got hit. One got hit in the eye.
Bro,
what's wrong with y'all?
Bro, they were arguing on iPad. SJ won't let me do this. I said, so hang up on him for a little bit. Like, take a break. No, but I want to play with him. Okay, so then don't come to me about it. This is
what I do. I say, hang up on. She's being rude. 15 minutes
no, what
later,
about? I'm not gonna talk about what he said, but the 10 things Mia and Ava said to me.
They were out of pocket.
He sent the list of 10 things Mia and Ava said to him when they were arguing. He was upset and sent it to me too.
I seen it. They got to stop.
Hilarious. But I do love their relationship. I love that we keeping them tight knit like Dad taught us. Is no matter arguing or when they're happy, they're close. Yeah, and I know when they get older, they're gonna be looking out for each other. And I know when they get older, SJ is gonna be that cousin, like how I'm that brother, where it's like, don't touch Ava or Mia, or it's over.
Problem.
I know.
Did you hear their plan?
What's their plan?
They're all living together. They're getting a home. They're buying a house.
And they're going to college together too.
But in LA.
Mia told me.
They said they're going to live in LA. They're getting a house.
Oh yeah, Mia.
Oh.
Vegas is horrible, SJ. Why would you? I'm not horrible.
Hey,
let me say.
Taxes
I love Vegas, but what I'm saying is for you guys, what are you trying to gamble?
What do you want to go to Vegas for?
I didn't mean Vegas is horrible. Vegas is a great place.
What do you want to go to Vegas for? So who planned the Vegas part? They said they were getting a house together. Teslas, they must have changed that.
Mia told me they're all going to college together, which I love that fact though. Mia's already planned is I'm going to college. She's like, we're going to college together.
Yeah, SJ, you going to college? Oh, okay, good.
Because a lot of these young kids don't even think about college.
No, he told me he wasn't going at first. I said, we're not doing that.
Mia said she's going to college, but she's only going if she can dorm with Ava.
They will be a mess all on.
I don't know.
You can't be in a boys' dormitory.
I don't know if it's going to be a co-ed dorm, SJ. But all right, sorry, I had to get back on track.
They'll have each other's back, though.
But now, like I said, I'm happy that all three of them are super close, and obviously we've got some more little nieces and nephews on the way. We got other siblings. We got baby Narmello.
We got more on the way.
We got baby Narmello too. We got Tiffany's little baby boy, baby Narmello. But what I'm saying is we have other siblings.
No, it's good.
That may still have babies. You know what
eventually,
I mean?
yeah.
Not right now. We don't have any. So don't get excited,
like
y'all. Diggy don't have a baby on the way, ladies. Don't worry, he's still available.
Not he's still available. Not you selling him out. He's still available.
All right, I want to get into the reels now.
The reel?
We talk about relationship and dating. And this is going to be hard for me a little bit too because I don't like talking relationship with my sister.
Interesting.
So a lot of people would say this, and I would kind of agree sometimes. I feel like you don't have a type, but you're drawn towards, I would use the word protectors. Some people may use the word gangster, thug, a little bit of a hard knock. If that's how, that's what the people will call it. But what makes you so attracted to, I would call them once again, protectors, like guys that are a little bit tougher, guys that are a little bit rougher, guys that play in the street a little bit more than the others. But before you answer that, I know y'all want that answer. Y'all gonna have to wait till part 2 to get the rest of this interview on the For Good podcast.